Looking a bit closer to home, West Ham United this weekend at the Stadium of Light, big game.
Yeah, it's a big game. I think even more so because of how it's gone the last few games. Just not having that luck, and I suppose not sort of like reaching the levels that we reached towards the end of last season. But it's a massive game. It's a game that we need to win. We need the points now. As players, we understand that. Everyone's trying. I think we just got to approach it like any other game. Don't get too tense. Try and relax, and we're at home, but really start the game quick. I remember saying it last season towards the end, playing against certain teams. I remember saying it's important to start quick, and it's something that I wanted the team to do. I'm talking like a manager. It's something that I've wanted us to do from the start of the season. But you forget about that. You look forward. It's a long season. So many more games to be played, and it's important that we start getting points now because you can't sort of like wait and think, we do it next week or we do it next week. We've got to do it now. So yeah. Important
to head into the international break with a win maybe as well and give everybody a lift around the place.
I think so as well because there's nothing better when you've got the points and then obviously the lads go away and obviously focus on their countries and qualifying for the Euros and stuff like that. But it's important that we get a win, and then I suppose for the manager and the coach staff, they can sort of like relax a little bit, and then everyone comes back and we regroup and then we kick on from there. But if you don't get a win in that, and then sort of like people going away, and then it must be a nightmare for the manager to wait for that and just wait so long for the next game. So I think if we can get a win against a good West Ham side, the sides that's confident, that they've picked up a lot of points, beat some of the big teams. So they're going to come here, they're going to be confident, but it's important that we sort of like set our stall out from the first whistle and be positive and just try and win the game.
Looking back at your time at West Ham, you obviously grew up there, turned into a man maybe when you were there. What are your first memories of the club?
A family club. At the time, I had a lot of friends there. One of my friends who I played with, actually there was two who I played with from my district team, from the under 11s. So I just wanted to be with my friends at the time. When I left Lillishall, I was actually at Charlton, and then I went to West Ham. But I just wanted to be with my friends, and obviously from the first day I walked in, it was unbelievable. The likes of Ian Wright was there. He was my idol at the time. Trevor Sinclair, just great characters. But everyone was together. The first team. Say if the first team change rooms were over there, the youth team, we can just go in, sit in there with the first team, talk to the players, and it was an unbelievable environment. But I think for me that helps me as well. And certain days, that's just sort of like I'll come out. So I remember Harry Redknapp. So the youth team will come out first, just before the coaches come out. And we're just doing passing the ball and that. But what I used to do, I used to wait for the first team to come out. So I'll just go and stand over there with like Rio and that, and then the manager will come out and he'd be like, you might as well just stay here and train with us. And that was like a regular thing. I started doing that for a bit, and then you can imagine at the age of 16, 17, training with the first team every day. That helps you with development.
You mentioned some of the players. Obviously, Harry Redknapp was the manager at the time. Must have played a big role in bringing you through.
Harry was brilliant. He just gave me confidence as a kid. Just gave me confidence. If you're good enough, you're going to play. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter how old you are. Just come out of school, no problem. You're going to play. Even certain games, I was on the bench for the first team, just to have the experience. They'd be like, "Yeah, Jermain, you're travelling with us," and it's the same what happened in a cup. I think there was a couple injuries, and then I travelled. Didn't think I was going to get on. And I think Joe Cole and Trevor Sinclair played up front at the time in that game. And then Harry goes, no, you're coming on. And then I came on. And it was an unbelievable night. I'll never forget that. My first professional goal at the age of 17. It was brilliant.
Talk us through those emotions. You mentioned that it was with your first touch. Seeing that go in, as you said, as a 17-year-old must have been unbelievable.
Yeah, it was unbelievable because the day before, or a few days before, you sort of like training with the youth team. And then you don't know you're travelling. And I remember coming in and just saying to the boys, do you know what, I'm travelling. Like being in a youth team dressing room and just saying to my friends, I think I'm travelling with the first team tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, then you scored, and then you come in the next day and the lads everyone's so happy for you and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, I think at the time I just wanted to sort of like, I just loved playing football. I just loved training every day. I loved going to work. Just loved being with my friends. And like I mentioned before, Ian Wright was there at the time, and I used to stay behind with Wrighty after training and just practice finishing with him, and that for me that was the dream. And yeah, so it was a great moment. So I'll never forget it.
I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I think you scored another 41 in total at West Ham.
Yeah.
Looking back at your time there, despite it ending in relegation ultimately and then leaving, must have been a time you look back with very fond memories.
Yeah, because everything started. It just sort of like everything happened so quick there. Like we've just been talking about. Like left Lishall, went signed for West Ham, and then bang, played in the first team. And then I think the season after that, then I went on loan to Bournemouth, scored goals, and everyone said, he needs to go back to West Ham and start playing. And I came back, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're straight in, and you're playing the Premier League, and you don't really get to. Everything just happens so quick, and then. You get into the Premier League and you start scoring goals in the Premier League. You think, this is great. This is something that I've always wanted to do. Play against the big teams. And I remember being at Old Trafford my first time, standing down a tunnel, and then like looking to my right, and I can see like David Beckham, Roy Keane, Andy Cole, Dwight, all these players, and I'm like, it's an unbelievable feeling. And Gary Neville, Phil Neville, and all these people and that, and then actually played a game. And then I remember I scored a header. We won the game 1-0. I remember coming off maybe after about 80 minutes, and then I think Scott Minto, he said to me, you've done it at the highest level now. And I think I was 19 at the time. And then after the game, got David Beckham's shirt, and it was just like, when that happens to you, like you just want more, you crave more, and then you score more goals the next season, you think, right, I want to get into the England squad. It's always something new, and you just work even harder. So it was good.